do. Sorry, I took a second there. I wanted to make sure closed caption was on. They've switched things around a little, and now I'm trying to remember that I'm turning on closed caption, and occasionally I do. It's very exciting. Hi, very happy Thursday to everybody. How are we doing? I hope you're doing all right. I have to apologize just hugely for the sound issue that I had with my video yesterday. Again, I have, this is travel gear, and this, and my microphone and my headphone. A lot of this stuff is not what I normally use. I have audio trouble when I'm using my regular equipment. I literally couldn't hear anything on my end from the videos playing through Instagram, and then until the very end. So I apologize greatly. I tried to have YouTube cut it out. YouTube's been very angry with me and has demonetized every video I've shown this week. Oops. So we're just doing this because we gotta, and I'm fully aware that probably not gonna make any actual cash. Oh wow. But I am keeping it up, and I was really worried that when I go on vacation that I'd like miss everything. So thank you for giving me a good reason to keep up on everything, because there has been quite a bit to keep up on, such as look how I'm going to shrink really, really little. I'm going to be playing with this, trying to move everything around. So my apologies. Hi, Jan. Hi, Lorraine. How you doing? Happy Thursday. Hello. Caitlyn O'Ryan had a good time. This is from Spit Night and Three Others, London book launch party to celebrate the release of Caitlyn O'Ryan's new poetry book, At What Point. We've teamed up with Lucy's Book Club to bring everyone together and discuss the book before live performances from Caitlyn and friends. That's cool. Friday the 12th of September, 6 to 7:30, Lucy's Book Club, Q&A with Caitlyn. Very, very, very cool. All right, let's see what we've got some pictures with this. Okay, we just got pictures of Caitlyn performing. Do we have any video? Lucy's Book Club. All right. At what point? We know the lovely book cover. Oh, that's nice. It says Caitlyn O'Ryan debut collection is a journey of mirror smashing and everything we have come to accept being called into question. All right, it goes on quite a bit. That's a lovely picture. Let's see here. Oh, okay, more Lucy's Book Club. More Caitlyn. Hello. I was hoping there might be some video, because sometimes I don't look through any of this. I did prepare slightly more today than yesterday. We've kind of got a rhythm where my husband takes my daughter swimming and I do my live. So we're kind of getting this down just in time for him to head back home next week. Oh, there's her book. All right, so cool. If you are in the London area and are going to go if you can. Absolutely. I have more stuff. We found out that Graham McTavish is going to be at Comic-Con in Wales. This is August 9th through 10th, 2025. Care to join me in Wales? Newport is the place, August 9th and 11th are your dates. I'll be waiting. I hope to see you there, Wales Comic-Con. So make sure if you can, you go see him there. Hi, Kathy. Hello, hello. And hello, everybody. And what else do I have? I do have some stuff. Another thing all about Lauren. Pardon me. Outlander Obsessed shares this. It is a repost for Lauren Lyle and Strictly Business for the London Standard. And we've got a couple of pictures of her here in the article. But guess what? I found it online as well. So we've got, this is a cool little article here. I need to go back and do my sources. I meant to do that before everybody left, but I was like, I'm just about done. And then they were like, we're leaving. And I was like, okay, I'm going to go live then. So see how quickly that happened. But this is a nice article. It does talk about Lauren Lyle, and she says that for the last few years, everybody recognizes her, that those who do recognize her for Outlander. And then it's very much lately that she's getting a lot of people saying, oh, I love Karen Peary. I love the way she talks to her boss, that kind of stuff. She's very outgoing so I think that when you're smaller and you are in a job where people are, there's a lot of men involved, you tend to either become very small and quiet or loud, and you make sure people hear you. And I that's what Karen is very much. Okay, so she says, I've really loved that this season we get into female rage, or at least I delivered into the female rage alongside of things. She says cheerily, as I've gotten older, I've really noticed how much I've had to keep a lid on my feelings. But this season, things like the scenes where she's screaming and crying and singing in the car and doing it like heavy metal music, I do that. I don't think we see that from young women on screen very often. It's going to be some good stuff here. There she is, all set up as her Kieran period. We also have her. She says, my best friends that I made were Fijian, Indian, Vietnamese, Japanese, and I just hadn't been around those cultures ever, she says. Oh, that's nice. Okay, so working the different jobs. Okay, yes, she's saying that she attended a quite traditional Scottish school, and then they moved to New Zealand. It was a shock in more ways than one. Her school was creative and considerably more diverse. So that's very cool. All right. That is very cool. Why limit ourselves? Let's have more exposure means more understanding. It's all good stuff. Let's see. She says, I'd never had sushi in my life. The first time I ever had sushi was with them, and I didn't like seaweed, so I'd unravel the sushi in front of them and eat the insides, and they'd be like, what are you doing? She's eating the part she likes. That's what she's doing. So I like this. She wasn't really exposed to acting until she'd moved either. And so I like that she said she got a C in her drama, A level. Ooh, that's a shame. That would make you feel bad for a little bit there, but she, you keep on going. She's got more talent than a school maybe could recognize maybe. Lyle caught the bug and moved back to the UK. In her own words, she did loads of theater and plays and just really grafted and hustled, and that's how you go from being a C student in class to somebody who is well known and respected for their craft. I just realized that I'm way off center for you guys. I'm so sorry. Look at that. That's terrible. So yeah, see, we've had some good pictures of her here. And then the reading there, and then this one too. So I apologize. I should have looked. I've gotten lazy with using Instagram only so much lately. But Kathy pointed me in this direction. I was like, this is worth it. It's wild that people are having to pay. She says, I mean, it really. Oh wait, what do we pay? What we paid? Fringe is becoming expensive places for young. Oh, now I'm really confused. I wouldn't prefer. Okay. Despite getting a seat in a drama, she pursued her dream of acting. That included working at Edinburgh Fringe, which involved Lyle sharing a house with 12 other people, dressing up as Jack Nicholson. From One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest to distribute flyers on the mall. My goodness. She says that she's well aware of the opportunities she's had these days. The Fringe has become an increasingly expensive place for young professionals to chance their arm at mainstream success, something Lyle admits to immediately. So she had probably, luck and the right chances, meeting the right people. She says, I've noticed big people will go and they'll sort of take over, and the smaller guys don't get such a show in. So she's lucky. She's done well. She learned. She found something she liked, tried to learn to do better, and she's done really well with it. I apologize for the off-centeriness. I'm going to try to fix that because we're going back to Instagram. Talk about Katriona here. Hollywood's chicest have a style crush, and his name is Nicholas. I can't say that. The Louis Vuitton visionary continues to deliver red carpet magic and a loyal A-list following. Okay, and that's why Katrina's on here. Katriona Balfe appears in the print edition of US Weekly alongside Emma Stone, Kate Blanchett, Sophie Turner, Anna de Armas, Jennifer Connelly, Journey Smollett, and Shay Mitchell. And we've got, everybody looks lovely, really. Come on. Hollywood's chicest have a style crush. Okay, let's see. Of course, Katrina's in yellow. You can't miss her. There she is. One of the few people that I'm like, I'm not a fan of yellow, but she does. She does look all right. So yeah, she's in. Oh wait, what did it say specifically here? I can't see that very well. She's in a skirt. Okay. Well, it's lovely. I don't know that we need a full play-by-play on here, and they don't give us one. But yeah, people are very, they have stylists. but you have to be able to wear something well. And I think that Katriona, again, as a model, she wears things really well. Duncan Lacroix, or Lacroix, depending on what we want to say, had an absolute blast while last week visiting Culloden House, UK, and meeting some truly wonderful people at the VIP Outlander experience. Thanks to Haley and everyone in attendance for watching me consume cocktails, find food, and of course, some whiskey whilst regaling them with some tales of my infamy. Slanja, the pleasure was all mine. We got some pictures over here. And it is usually laugh at the end. I never heard that. Okay, all right. I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay, so we got some good pictures though of just everybody. Of everybody coming and chilling out with Duncan. He's dressed really nicely too. Looks really good in his tux and but suit jacket and kilt, and everybody looks really. They're all very pretty up and looking nice for a fancy dinner. He looks very jovial. Yeah, they're telling stories and just hanging out in general. Here, I just was curious. Jen says, I watched the clip you did with Steve Sam. You hear your laugh in the end. I had never heard that in the first time. Okay. I don't care for cat's dress. Yeah, it's just the yellow. It's just the yellow. Yeah. Okay. It's just the yellow. Yeah. Yeah. We're okay. And Cynthia. Okay. Yeah. I have an issue with yellow. I think that she wouldn't have been washed out so much. Let's go back to this just because I want to argue about it. Except her lipstick is really dark and it's almost too dark for the look. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah, anyway. All right, I'm gonna skip back now. Look at that. I got some Sam. I have just this. This is the only bit of Sam. So if you're only here for Sam, this is all I got. Point Blank 1959 shared this from the San Diego Comic-Con. Sam, only it's missed not named, and this is what kills me. Sam and Todd Williamson. I don't know if y'all know, but that is not Todd Williamson. It's Norman Reedus at the San Diego Comic-Con 2025, and it says Todd Williamson. That's Norman Reedus. I don't know if you've ever watched Walking Dead. It's Daryl. Is completely somebody else. What is it? Reservoir Dogs. Is that it? That he was. I don't know if it was Reservoir Dogs. I want to say Reservoir Dogs. He was in. He's in an episode of Charmed. I don't know. It's not Todd Williamson, but that is Sam. Hi, Sam, and his beard, which we have mixed opinions about Sam's beard, but we still love Sam, so I don't think it matters too much. I'm going to remember to push this one over. I do have something from Variety having to do with, of course, the newest addition to the Outlander universe. Outlander Blood of My Blood is an excellent, highly addictive prequel TV review, and it is nice things, okay? I'm not going to go over that. Have you guys heard of Outlander? This talks about Outlander. Star's latest show, Outlander Blood of My Blood, follows two new love stories. One which starts on the battlefield of the Western Front during World War I, and the other in the meadows of Scotland in the early 18th century. We kind of already know that. Lush, complex, beautifully shot and structured, this prequel is a thrilling addition to a franchise that has enraptured audience from the beginning. We expect such things. These folks know what they're doing. They've already proven they know what they're doing. It's really hard to make a miracle happen twice, but we're willing to check it out. One portion of the series follows a love story between Ellen and Kate. This is all stuff we already know. We already know this. I'm hoping they'll give us a little something about the prequel here. Let's see. 1714, we got that at Castle Leoch. We already know that with the Mackenzies. Ellen and we already know these folks. Very excited. We got Red Jacob's death has left Ellen partially vulnerable. We do know that that's coming. That's going to affect the brothers' relationship and the battle for leadership there. And of course, is part of the reason why the marriages are important. The ladies involved here. So we're looking at some Jocasta, Ellen. Let's see. Series universe expansions can be challenging, especially when viewers are reintroduced to characters they've already known at different periods in their lives. This is tough. or when these characters are coming to life on screen for the first time. Also true. We've got that going on, of course, with the Mackenzies, everybody, and of course, with Claire's parents and well, no, well, with Claire's parents, really. We haven't really met Ellen, so Jamie's mom, but we have heard about them. We know some things. We've had tidbits, more, of course, with the trailers, but just in passing through Outlander, we've gotten little bits. So this, they're really okay. So anchoring the 10 episode first season, critics received 6 for review. One is a forbidden affair, and the other a once in a lifetime connection severed by a shocking incident. Ooh. All right. So it's looking like basically the reviews and such. Here we go. Yet Outlander Blood on My Blood is a rare gem, glittering bright on its own, perfectly cast and well acted while honoring the source material. The show retains all the beautiful components that make Outlander so beloved, yet stands singularly on its own. And Matthew B. Roberts, one of the interviews, he did say that he does believe that Blood of My Blood could stand on its own for folks who have never seen Outlander, but might be interested in a love story in the Highlands. So a lot of people who make shows like this, prequels, sequels based on a universe, they say that a lot. It's tough to really do. We'll have to see. I know I'm excited about it, but it's going to be tough to see if it holds up. Now, as I said, YouTube keeps getting mad at me for showing these. So I'm not going to play the sound this time. I'm going to tell you that this interview is all about how Richard Rankin and Charles Vandervaart introduced Magic the Gathering to Jamie Roy. And that he's talking about these card games. There they are. They bring him a lot of joy, and not a lot of people get it, but he does. And the ladies are kind of getting getting it, but he gets bullied about it. That happens. Sounds like kids in school and somebody's got a crush on somebody else and they're just going to pick on each other instead. No, but you know what I mean. They're teasing each other, getting along. That's good. Richard Rankin, Charles Vandervaart introduced him to the games. Yay. I mean, awesome. They've got to have something fun to do between. And now we know that they've gotten picked up for the second season. Yeah, more is coming. More is most definitely coming. Now, of course, Jeremy Irvine, we've seen a lot of stuff about the premiere and whatnot, but Jeremy was at home. And I said before, I could not remember what it was that he was doing that he couldn't be out. And then Kathy's like, well, he had twin sport. Oh yeah, duh. I think I even shared that. So I talked about him. But yeah, his expanded family was a little more important than the premiere of his show. I understand that. So not only do we forgive him, but congratulations. That's awesome. That's terrific. Yay. But Hermione apparently missed him a little bit. So Jeremy shares this. It's always nice to get a hug from Hermione Corfield, Blood of My Blood, Outlander stars. And we've got Henry, bigger, larger than life, and like literally, because there's Hermione. She just down there, give him a hug because he's missed, I'm sure. So that was very cool. I thought that was sweet. And a little bit more here. I don't know. Should I chance it? I don't know if I should. Sony Pictures shared this, introducing Jeremy Irvine in Blood of My Blood. We all know him as Henry Beecham. Don't miss the series premiere, Outlander Blood of My Blood, on August 8th on the Stars. It says what's coming this season. We'll get some of his answers.
It's all about, which is, really intense love stories. It's a real privilege to be involved in something that means so much to people. I'm Jeremy Irvine. I play Henry Beecham, and this is a spotlight on the cast of Outlander Blood of My Blood.
I'm honestly too afraid to play too much of it and get dinged a little bit because it's the last day of the month. It's my last chance to make a little bit of money. And like, I didn't even hit 200. I got insurance to pay now. So I got to at least try to pretend. I will maybe do, when I get a chance, when we get settled, I will do a members video as soon as I can and put all the rest of the stuff in here that I have had to take out, or at least a good portion of it. And hopefully that'll catch folks up who don't have Instagram. But I think I have everything. That is, I'm going to call that the end of the video for today. That is just about everything I have right now. I know some of you have sent me some other things, and it's not that it's not all cool stuff, because honestly, it all is. If it has to do with any of our Outlander folks or blood of my blood folks, it's all cool stuff. It's all very relevant. But occasionally I'm just like, I kind of got to choose what I think most people would hear or would want to see, and what YouTube's not going to get mad at me for, at least for the next couple of days, just for like the next few videos. So I hope you understand that. But I do hope you got some really cool stuff from this one. If you did, please give this video a like. Please comment. If you didn't like it, also give it a thumbs down, and comment below. Let me know what you would like me to do better. Again, I do apologize for the sound issues, especially in yesterday's video, because I can't control the connection. If I get skippy or get cut off, I'm doing my best. I'm using the Wi-Fi. Yesterday, I tried to use my phone's Wi-Fi as a tethering spot, as a hotspot, and that I went back and looked at the video, it looked worse. So I'm back to using the hotel's video or Wi-Fi, and I'm just crossing my fingers and hoping. I hope it's okay. But I thank you so much for your patience. I thank you so much for your support. Thank you to my members for your extra support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for those of you who have been very supportive on my vehicle, the maintenance coming up. I think I just figured out one other thing that needs repaired on my car, and I was really worried that it was going to be an expensive, big problem. And I was doing some research, and I think it's going to be just like a really small thing. And I might stop to hire somebody, but like a small thing. So that's cool. But I do have some work cut out for me. And the whole time we've been doing this, if you don't mind listening for a minute, if you want to go, that's cool. I understand. I just want to thank everybody for your time, your effort, your support, rather monetarily, views, comments, all of it. I really, 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 really appreciate it. If you want to listen to a mild adventure of yesterday, I will, you should hang out for just a second, because my husband rented a car. He doesn't want to drive any of the family cars. My Jeep is not ready for a long distance trip yet. It just isn't. I need to do a couple of things. But we were talking about, it will be cool when I can do the trips, if I can drive. We've got an RV that we are doing some remodeling on the inside when it's set. I was like, wouldn't it be cool if we could come out here to the desert, park our RV, get it set up with solar, and just chill? And I was like, and I could drive my Jeep out. And because this is the bad part, my mother-in-law decades ago purchased a small plot of land. And by a small plot of land, it's 40 acres and just raw land. It's not really the desert, but it is the desert. There's not a lot of rain, but there isn't a lot of sand. It's a lot of rocks. And so we're doing some exploring yesterday, trying to follow my mother-in-law's directions. She was originally going to come with us, if you remember, those of you I talked about this trip with. And then at the last minute, for multiple reasons, she decided she's not going to go, but she really wants some pictures of her land. It's also land that she's basically already writing off to my husband. He's going to start picking up and paying the taxes on it. And when she passes, it will be going into his name. So he was like, our land. And if we go and decide that we want to go camping for 2 weeks here, she has no problem with us just like going and setting up right out there with our RV. But my husband, who rented a car for this trip, did not consider the fact that the roads that go out there, well, the term road should be very loosely used. Trails wide enough for vehicles to pass by at least one at a time, maybe two at a time, with really deep ditches where cars have driven over them. Things have gotten wet. I like to call also reverse speed bumps, where little rivers, streams had formed as the water dissipates right across where you're supposed to drive. So instead of going bump over, you actually dip down. It's an interesting drive to take in a sedan. So yeah, I kept having the worst fear that we're going to be stranded. And after about 2.5 hours in a sedan, following my mother-in-law's directions, we discovered we have no idea where this land is. We had like 2 guesses. And one was like let's say you got a tic-tac-toe board. One was in the upper, figure out which is your left and right. I'll call this, for the sake of you guys, left and right. So say one is the very upper left-hand corner and the other one is in the middle. We're driving around everywhere and we think one of them is the top middle one and one of them might be the middle far left. So we're taking pictures of everything going, Mom, is this it? Mom, is this it? My pictures for some reason are not going through. And my husband is using an actual Nokia camera, which you cannot email or text photos through. So it was interesting. Anyway, we came back last night and figured it out. My husband looks it up, tries to figure it out on Google or using multiple applications, finally figure out where the land is. At any rate, we figured it out today, and that's where we went. And that was my adventure today because I kept waiting. We hit the driving that in a sedan. We bottomed out the car a couple of times, not damage wise, but like you can hear the brush and then like the mud scraping along the bottom. And I turned to my husband and I said, "You did get the insurance, correct?" Because I didn't drive. Anyway, adventures in Arizona. It's been fun. We are leaving for Las Vegas tomorrow. Very excited to meet up with Kathy tomorrow. I think that not tomorrow, but the day after, I think what we've decided we're going to do is possibly go check out a show. I'm not going to divulge what, but check out something that we can like explore and both enjoy a bit. And maybe watch Shirley go swimming as well. What else we do, I don't know. We're only going to have one day to meet up, but I'm really excited about it. Even if it's just like part of the morning and afternoon, it'll be super cool. And that's it. That's everything going on in my world. At some point, I should pack. I probably ought to hurry up so that my husband can be relieved of Shirley's swimming duty. And until then, let's see. With us leaving tomorrow, I can't predict if I'll have a video tomorrow or over the weekend, but I will do it if I can, if we have a chance, and if there's some decent stuff to share with everybody. Before I sign off and go over here real quick and check out the comments here. Okay, some folks are going to sleep. Good night, guys. Let's see you Saturday. Yes, Kathy, I'm so excited. I really am. I'm trying not to be, but because then I will just jump around and go, oh my gosh, it's like Christmas morning. It takes forever to actually come, but we're going to have fun. Happy summer, everyone. Happy summer, Lorraine. Happy time to, and have a good sleep. Cynthia, Isabel, hi. Katie, thank you for your insights and for sharing. I have been watching you in silence for several years. Safe travels. Thank you very much, Isabel. I appreciate that. I have quite a few folks that I follow like daily, regularly, and I don't comment. So I respect that, and I appreciate the fact that you took a moment to comment. Thank you for the safe travels, and have a good rest of your, I know it's late, isn't it? It's like 7:30, almost 8 o'clock. So have a good rest of your Thursday evening, folks. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great start of your weekend. Hopefully I will have something to report. I might even just go live on Insta or YouTube tomorrow with Kathy, depending how she's feeling. So we'll see what we'll do. Until then, guys, be safe, have fun. Don't forget to comment below if you didn't get enough Outlander information. You know where to check. You know what to do. Because I talk to this camera on a pretty regular basis. So it's kind of a thing. I'll talk to y'all later. Thanks so much, and